Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to English Spark. I'm Alex, and I'm so glad you're here today. This is your safe space to listen, to practice, to grow, and to become the confident English speaker you've always wanted to be. Today is special. Today we're going to solve a problem that almost every English learner faces. You've studied grammar. You've memorized vocabulary. You can read English. You can write English. But when someone speaks to you, when someone asks you a question, your mind goes blank. You freeze. You panic. You say yes or no or maybe. And then you walk away thinking, why can't I speak like a native speaker? Here's what nobody tells you. Native English speakers don't just know more words, they know more ways to respond. They have dozens, even hundreds, of natural responses for every single situation. When they agree, they don't just say yes. When they disagree, they don't just say no. They have elegant, natural, flowing responses that make conversations feel effortless. And that's exactly what you're going to learn today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. You're going to learn 50 powerful, natural English responses that will transform how you communicate. These aren't textbook phrases that sound stiff and formal. These are real responses that native speakers use every single day, in every single conversation. By the end of today's lesson, you'll know exactly what to say when you agree, when you disagree politely, when you need time to think, when you want to show interest, and when you want to express your opinion confidently. Before we begin, I need you to do something for me. Go grab a drink, coffee, tea, water, whatever makes you comfortable. Find a quiet space where you can focus completely. Put your phone on silent. Close other tabs. This is your time. Your investment in yourself. Today, we're using a powerful technique called echo learning. Here's how it works. I'll say a response. You'll repeat it. Twice. Why twice? The first time, your ears are learning the sound. The second time, your mouth is learning the movement. Together, your brain creates a memory. A memory that will come back automatically when you need it. As you practice each response, visualize using it. Picture yourself at work, responding to a colleague. Picture yourself with friends, having a natural conversation. Picture yourself sounding confident, fluent, and natural. Students who practice this way tell me they start using these responses naturally within just 3 to 5 days. Not months, not years, days. So, are you ready? Take a deep, relaxing breath. Get comfortable in your seat. And let's begin this incredible journey together. Let's transform your English, one response at a time. Category 1. Agreeing. Let's start with something positive. Agreement is one of the most important skills in conversation. But if you only know how to say yes or I agree, you're missing so many beautiful, natural ways to connect with people. Native speakers use different phrases depending on how strongly they agree, how formal the situation is, and how enthusiastic they want to sound. Response 1. Absolutely. This is perfect when you strongly agree with someone. It shows your enthusiasm and complete agreement. Now you repeat. Absolutely. Response 2. Exactly. You can use this when someone says precisely what you were thinking. Now you repeat. Exactly. One more time. Exactly. Response 3. I couldn't agree more. This is a strong, elegant way to show complete agreement. Now you repeat. I couldn't agree more. One more time. I couldn't agree more. Response 4. That sounds perfect. When someone suggests a plan and you love the idea, now you repeat. That sounds perfect. Response 5. Count me in. It is a casual and friendly way to show interest when agreeing to join an activity. Now you repeat. Count me in. Response 6. I'm all for it. It shows your enthusiastic support for a suggestion or idea. Now you repeat. I'm all for it. Response 7. You read my mind. You can use it when someone says exactly what you were thinking. Now you repeat. You read my mind. Response 8. That works for me. It is a practical agreement, especially about timing or plans. Now you repeat. That works for me. Response 9. I'm on board with that. Shows you support the idea or plan. Slightly more formal. Now you repeat. I'm on board with that. Response 10. You've got a point there. Acknowledges someone's good argument or idea. Now you repeat. You've got a point there. Wonderful work. You just learned 10 natural ways to agree in English. No more boring yes or I agree. Now you can show enthusiasm, support, and genuine agreement. Let's keep going! Category 2. Disagreeing politely. Now, here's where English gets interesting. How do you disagree without sounding rude? How do you express a different opinion while still respecting the other person? This is something many English learners struggle with. But native speakers have elegant, diplomatic ways to disagree while maintaining warmth and respect. Response 11. I see what you mean, but. This acknowledges their point before presenting your own view. Now you repeat. I see what you mean, but. Response 12. I'm not so sure about that. A gentle way to express doubt or disagreement. Now you repeat. I'm not so sure about that. Response 13. That's one way to look at it. It is a diplomatic response when you see things differently. Now you repeat. That's one way to look at it. Response 14. I have a different perspective. Professional way to introduce your alternative viewpoint. Now you repeat. I have a different perspective. Response 15. I respectfully disagree. It is a formal and polite way and perfect for professional situations. Now you repeat. I respectfully disagree. Response 16. I hear you, but. Shows you're listening while introducing a different opinion. Now you repeat. I hear you, but. Response 17. That's interesting. but I think. It is a gentle transition to your different opinion. Now you repeat. That's interesting. But I think. Response 18. I'm not entirely convinced. It's a polite way to express skepticism professionally. Now you repeat. I'm not entirely convinced. Response 19. I have some reservations about that. It shows a professional way to express concerns or doubts. Now you repeat. I have some reservations about that. Response 20. Let me offer another perspective. It introduces a different viewpoint without direct disagreement. Now you repeat. Let me offer another perspective. Incredible work. You now know 10 elegant ways to disagree politely. These responses will help you navigate disagreements with grace, respect, and confidence. Ready for more? Let's continue. Category 3. When you don't know. This category is going to change your life. Seriously, how many times have you said, I don't know, and then felt embarrassed or unprofessional? The truth is, Americans rarely say, I don't know. They use smart, professional alternatives that sound confident, honest, and helpful. These responses show intelligence and integrity without making you sound uncertain or unhelpful. Never say, I don't know, again. Use these instead. Response 21. That's a great question. It buys you time while acknowledging their question. Now you repeat. That's a great question. Response 22. Let me look into that. It's a professional way to say you don't currently know. Now you repeat. Let me look into that. Response 23. I'm not sure off the top of my head. It is an honest response that sounds natural and confident. Now you repeat. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Response 24. Let me get back to you on that. It is a professional promise to find your answer. Now you repeat. Let me get back to you on that. Response 25. I haven't thought about it that way. It shows openness to new perspectives. Now you repeat. I haven't thought about it that way. Response 26. I'd need to double-check that. Professional way to say you'll verify the information. Now you repeat. I'd need to double-check that. Response 27. That's outside my area of expertise. It's an honest redirect acknowledging your limits professionally. Now you repeat. That's outside my area of expertise. Response 28. I wish I knew. Friendly, honest response showing you'd like to help. Now you repeat. I wish I knew. Response 29. Your guess is as good as mine. It's a casual way to share uncertainty with humor. Now you repeat. Your guess is as good as mine. Response 30. I'd need to research that first. It shows professionalism and commitment to accuracy. Now you repeat. I'd need to research that first. Outstanding. You just learned 10 professional alternatives to I don't know. These responses maintain your credibility while showing honesty and professionalism. This is powerful stuff. Let's keep moving. Category 4. Showing interest. Want to know the secret to being a great conversationalist? It's not about talking more. It's about showing genuine interest in others. When you show interest, people light up. They feel valued. They feel heard. And they love talking to you. These responses are conversation magic. They keep discussions flowing naturally and make the other person feel truly appreciated. Response 31. Tell me more. Perfect for encouraging someone to continue their story. Now you repeat. Tell me more. Response 32. That's fascinating. Shows genuine enthusiasm about what they're sharing. Now you repeat. That's fascinating. Response 33. I'd love to hear more about that. Invites them to share additional details. Now you repeat. I'd love to hear more about that. Response 34. What happened next? It keeps the story moving forward naturally. Now you repeat. What happened next? Response 35. How did that turn out? It shows interest in the outcome or result. Now you repeat. How did that turn out? Response 37. I've always wondered about that. You can connect their story to your own curiosity with it. Now you repeat. I've always wondered about that. Response 38. Walk me through it. You can ask for detailed explanation in a friendly way. Now you repeat. Walk me through it. Response 39. That's so interesting. It is simple but effective way to show engagement. Now you repeat. That's so interesting. Response 40. I'm all ears. Means you're fully listening and ready to hear more. Now you repeat. I'm all ears. Brilliant work. You now have 10 powerful ways to show genuine interest. These responses will make you a magnetic conversationalist. People will love talking to you. One more category to go. Let's finish it. Category 5. Expressing opinions. The final category is all about confidence. Sharing your thoughts, your views, your perspective. Without sounding aggressive or uncertain. Many English learners struggle here. They stay quiet because they don't know how to express opinions naturally. But not anymore. These phrases help you share your viewpoint in ways that sound thoughtful, confident, and respectful. Perfect for discussions, meetings, or friendly debates. Response 41. In my opinion. It's a classic, clear way to introduce your viewpoint. Now you repeat. In my opinion. Response 42. From my perspective. It shows a professional way to share your view. Now you repeat. From my perspective. Response 43. The way I see it. It is a natural way to introduce your interpretation. Now you repeat. The way I see it. Response 44. If you ask me. Casual way to offer your opinion. Now you repeat. If you ask me. Response 45. Personally, I think. Emphasizes this is your personal view. Now you repeat. Personally, I think. Response 46. I'd say that. Confident way to state your opinion. Now you repeat. I'd say that. Response 47. My take on this is modern conversational way to share your view. Now you repeat. My take on this is. Response 48. I tend to believe. It is a softer way to express your belief. Now you repeat. I tend to believe. Response 49. Based on my experience. Grounds your opinion in personal knowledge. Now you repeat. Based on my experience. Response 50. From where I stand. It is a thoughtful way to share your position or viewpoint. Now you repeat. From where I stand. Yes, you did it! You just completed all 50 responses. Give yourself a round of applause. You showed up. You practiced. You invested in yourself. That's incredible. These 50 responses alone will completely transform how you communicate in English. You're no longer limited to simple, boring responses. You now have variety. You have options. You have confidence. I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me, which response was your absolute favorite today? Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for trusting me to guide you. Your English is improving every single day. Every word you practice is progress. Every response is a victory. Every conversation is an opportunity. I'll see you very soon in part 2, where we'll complete your journey to 100 natural responses. Until then, keep speaking. Keep practicing. Keep believing in yourself.